Hey there, so this morning I awoke to something that I found kind of interesting and I thought I would make a video over it. Apparently people are reporting Instagram models to the IRS for tax evasion, and associated with that, apparently the search parameters, there's an alternative spelling to quote-unquote Instagram model. Let's check that out together. REPORTINGTHOTS. Bam! Apparently, this is gender equality as well. I mean, just look at these great posts. These people reporting thoughts are promoting gender equality. They're doing everything so male and female streamers are taxed the same way. They're true feminists. Man, the heroes out there. Great stuff. But apparently, nope, that's not being celebrated by everyone. Here's a fun little dealie on tax evasion and snitches. What do you call someone getting mad at tax evasion by thoughts, but not tax evasion by drug dealers? An incel. Dun dun dun. Incel. Snitches get no respect. Celebrating snitches gets no respect. What do I respect? The hustle. Hashtag thought audit. 2 points of this tweet. If red pill men put so much energy into hustling as they did and hating women, they would never need to be red pilled in the first place. Don't be a snitch. Man, don't be a snitch out there. You get a lot of other posts out there as well. Here's one where people have been talking about, hey, who reported my premium Snapchat to the IRS? I'm being effing audited. And you can find these over and over and over out there. I mean, you can find reports of people saying that the IRS, they have been contacting them over the holidays, wondering about all of that extra income because apparently, well, they haven't been paying anything on anything. Here's another fun little article snippet that's been rolling around. PSA to any of my friends who run premium Snapchats. There's a wave of guys reporting them to the IRS for tax fraud and the like. One Twitter user posted, please be careful. I know sex work is hard enough. Sex work. Isn't that an interesting way of putting that? I find it really interesting that comes up, that terminology. But then again, when they talk about it as quote-unquote sex work, it makes it a division between male and female, and apparently it allows other claims. So let's continue here. Another road, with all these men harassing us, stalking us, snitching to our families, and reporting us to the cops and the IRS, I'm wondering when sex workers are going to snap and take these effers out when we finally have nothing more to lose. Yeah, it sounds like stability there. I wonder if they've been spending a little bit of that extra money on mental health care, and if they wonder about whether or not that's tax deductible, because I can assure you it certainly is. Continuing on, online model Suze Ellis said, quote, a bunch of men on Twitter are mad because they believe they're entitled to free nudes, so they're reporting sex workers' Snapchat incomes to the IRS for audits. Just say you hate women and leave, she wrote. Man, those terrible, terrible women haters. Continuing on, Jared Holt of the website Right Wing Watch. Now we're going to drag in Right Wing Watch because apparently you know everything has to be mafifis, Nazis, and on. So yeah, Right Wing Watch, of course, tweeted that while the hashtag started as a joke, quote, of course the incels and the angry young men of the world are picking it up for their own devices. Man, there we have the incels getting together again. Incels, they must be the dangerous sort these days, right? Continuing on, like most of what these guys normally do, this channels their deep-seated frustration that they don't get girlfriends they think they're owed in random outbursts at random women who dare use the internet, he wrote. So apparently, yeah, this stuff, remember, it's all incels with deep-seated hatred for women because they're not getting the kind of dating. There's no other thing that could motivate this, which we'll talk about in just a second. Continuing on, Vice contributor JS said the same people, quote, who think Trump is a genius for hiding his tax returns are desperately reporting cam girls to the IRS for allegedly not paying enough in taxes. Maybe it's more about women hating or hating women and not actually today about taxes, he wrote. Should we really be surprised that on Thanksgiving weekend, instead of spending time with families or significant other or friends, their only contact is being volunteer cops for the IRS and being very, very mad at nude women on the internet? Man, sound like terrible people. I mean, again, remember that these are those evil, evil incels out there that want to put women, sex workers, thoughts, Instagram models, whatever shorthand that you utilize in their place because they can't get the type of girlfriends they want and they don't get any kind of incentive out of it, except, of course, money. I mean, money, that doesn't count, though. I mean, we're not talking about tax evasion to get more money. So, yeah, money doesn't count at all. I mean, looking at this here, the IRS's Whistleblower Informant Award, Whistleblower Office Home. The IRS Whistleblower Office pays money to people who blow the whistle on persons who fail to pay the tax that they owe. If the IRS uses information provided by the whistleblower, it can award the whistleblower up to 30% of the additional tax, penalty, or other amount it collects. 30%. So yeah, we're not talking about chump change here. I mean, in some accounts, you figure that the person probably hasn't paid taxes quite a bit of time. Some of the people out there are making a relatively comfortable salary. I mean, one that is pretty exorbitant when you get down to it. When there are people that are bragging about making, $1,000 in 15 minutes or so out there, yeah, they're making fat stacks and they weren't paying any money out that. So when you figure the back taxes, and then you figure 30% of back taxes, yeah, there's quite a bit of money there. So the information about submitting a whistleblower claim, who can get an award? I mean, really, you have to ask that, right? Because people, they're not going to go out and do this, of course, unless they're angry incels that can't get dates. I think we've established that. So who can get that award? The IRS may pay awards to people who provide specific and credible information to the IRS if the information results in the collection of taxes, penalties, interest, and other amounts from the non-compliant taxpayer. The IRS is looking for solid information, not an educated guess or unsupported speculation. We are also looking for a significant federal tax issue. This is not a program for resolving personal problems or disputes about a business relationship. So, what are the rules for getting an award? The law provides two types of awards. If the taxes, penalties, interest, and other amounts in dispute exceed $2 million and a few other qualifications are met, the IRS will pay 15 to 30% of the amount collected. If the case deals with an individual, his or her annual gross income must be more than $200,000. If the whistleblower disagrees with the outcome, of course, they can appeal that. The IRS also has an award program for other whistleblowers, generally those who do not meet the dollar thresholds for $2 million in dispute or cases involving individual taxpayers with gross incomes less than $200,000. The award through this programs are less, with a maximum award of 15% up to $10 million. In addition, the awards are discretionary and the informant cannot dispute the outcome of the claim in tax court. So you can see, I mean, there are two different setups here, and you would think that a lot of this stuff would fall under number two there. And look at the awards there, of 15% up to $10 million. So you're not talking about chump change here. You're talking about a very lucrative way of reporting people. Now, for myself, I'd never actually thought about this. This is why I found this so intriguing, because through YouTube, if you do make any money, if you are actually monetized within that, you have to report through Google AdSense. They take out some of the highest taxes when you set that up. So, I mean, you're talking about paying and paying very well. When you're talking about using, say, links for PayPal and on, that kind of stuff, again, comes with its own tax reporting and, of course, merchandising and on. All of that comes with reporting avenues. You're not talking about free money. But this stuff here, apparently, it was circumventing all of that. People were getting pretty plush paydays until it looks like that time's over now. And, of course, there are a lot of people people that are mad about it. I would encourage you, again, to go and look that kind of stuff up, to really read up on it, because I think you could be pretty entertained by all of this. But let me know what you think about that. Do you agree with people reporting this? Do you think, man, this is a tragedy here? Do you think, wow, that's actually kind of funny? I mean, how does that make you feel about this? I'm curious exactly how people saw it, because when I saw it, I thought it was interesting, but I also thought some of the reaction to it, wow, I expect people to say, oh, that's terrible in its own way, but also, isn't this kind of expected? Somebody's going to find out how to get paid. And yeah, respecting the hustle. Isn't that what people were saying out there? I respect the hustle. Well, this is a hustle, right? But anyhow, you tell me what you think. Also, if you like this kind of content, you can support this channel too. Only this channel will pay taxes on it. You can go out and report that tax-free portions, report all of the likes, all of the subscriptions. Oh no, that's terrible, terrible stuff. But also there are links in the description that will allow you to do things that are reportable as well. Patreon is in there where you can get a little bit of extra videoage by the end of the month. You get a couple of extra videos there. There's a PayPal link and on. Man, all that fun reportable stuff. But also make sure that you leave comments, because I want to make sure what people think about this kind of stuff, because I find it to be rather funny. And as always, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that, and I'll see you tomorrow.